Hi and welcome to day 4 of the PumpPanda MemeCoin challenge. If you have watched yesterday in its entirety, and what I showed you, you should have done yourself as well. If you did, then you should now have a phantom wallet with some Solana on it and at least one of the two bots set up. Maybe you set up a different bot as well. Then you can of course proceed similarly with what I'm going to show you now. I'm going to show you how to buy a meme coin using these Telegram bots. So let's jump right in. Let's go to Telegram. As I said, in this example, I have TradeWiz and TrojanBot. And with these two, I'm going to show you how to do it here. If you want to use a different bot, you're of course free to do that. Most bots work very well, very similar. Now let's do it using the PumpPanda group as an example. Let's take a look up here when, for example, a signal comes in like this. Here's a PumpPanda bamboo shoot in the exclusive and exciting free community group, an opportunity for everyone to enjoy. Then we have buttons down here for TradeWiz and TrojanBot. That would be the simplest option. So I'm going to show you the different ways there are to buy a coin. And you can click on it right here, for example on TrojanBot. And then I automatically get this token displayed. Synkai. That hasn't been looked at in more detail. Of course, you're always free to do that. We would have to buy the token blindly. Or do we need to analyze it a bit beforehand? But basically, when it comes to such strategies, for buying and selling, we'll take a closer look at that another day. This is just about the buying process for now. How you make such a purchase and also a sale. So I now have this token here. I already have the option here from the basic settings. Here, to automatically buy a certain amount. Should I click on that? So if I were to click on this now, I would automatically buy 0.5 Solana. I wouldn't do that with such small coins. Don't do that at the beginning. When you start with that, I personally like to do it this way. 0.2 Solana. Of course, you can also start with less, with 0.1 Solana. However, you have to take into account that you do have certain fees. So fees for the exchange. Then there's the mentioned slippage that I mentioned in the last video. That means when you buy such a token and the price fluctuates, you also lose a few percent during this buying and selling process of the value. And if you only invest, for example, 0.1 Solana, if you take this slippage into account along with the general fees, then it can certainly be the case that you don't have much left and you end up losing a big part of it, of your value, and learn from the 0.1, then 0.07, 0.08, and you end up losing about 20–30%. This means the coin really has to rise significantly so that you're actually in profit. That's why I would personally always do it with 0.2 Solana. But as I said, if you want to experiment and play around with it first, then feel free to start with a little less. You can also just test it with 0.05. So for example, I'll show that right now with, just briefly, 0.2. I can click on that here, X Solana. So X, then in terms of a number that I choose for myself, I'll leave the other things here. There's something here. There's 15% slippage. B1 is now wallet 1. I've only created one wallet. Theoretically, you can create multiple wallets here. So then I just enter look 2. And bam, you can see here, you've bought the token. So I could go to a few tokens here. I see my tokens here. I could also go to menu positions. And then you can also see your tokens here. Now I see this one token. I'll do the example again with a second token so you can see it. This list, I'll take the next one here in the list. Back to TrojanBot. And now I already have this check mark here, which means I still need to click on it. Yeah, no, actually not. And I just bought 0.2 as well. I'm putting back in for tokens. And now I see I have 2 tokens here. You can already see here, okay, what is the current price and the market cap? What was my entry? At what price did I buy? Here I see I bought in a bit higher. Accordingly, I'm a bit in the red with profit and loss in this case. As I said, this can also happen very quickly due to this slippage, especially when buying new. So, how can I sell this token now? Again, if I say, oh, it has really gone up, I want to sell right now, or, oh, it's dropping, but I don't trust it anymore. At this point, I'd rather get out, sell it, and basically reduce my losses. Currently, I click on the token, and then it will be displayed down here again. This is with the sell menu. Then I could say, okay, I want to sell, for example, only 50%. I want to sell a certain percentage. I could say here, sell initials. You could say, I want to get my entire investment back. So let's say you buy the coin and a little later it triples. Then you say, okay, I at least want to get my investment back. No matter what happens, you can do that too. Or you sell completely. I'm going to do it here, for example. Boom. And it's already sold. I'm taking a little picture here. Now the rate here has gone down by 2%. I can click on tokens. Let me give you another example. And let's say I just want to sell 50% here. So, well, I'm going back to the wrong one. That was the one I already had. Musicians. No. I just didn't get an image there exactly because I didn't sell completely. The image only appears when you sell all. Exactly. And here you can see I only have 0.1 in there because I sold the HFC. And now I get the rest. Boom. And now you see I'm unfortunately completely out again. Now I also get a little picture because I'm completely out. As I said, I don't have any positions left. Can I go to start? And that would be good. Now I have 0.91 left, 8 Solana. Now a bit has been lost due to the casino terrain through the slipper ridge. And maybe also because the token has possibly even dropped a little while I had this here. Those were, of course, the tokens that I had picked out here. That's already half an hour old, maybe then, but it's already a bit too late again. Here, the entry, but I didn't really take a closer look at that. So that's that. One thing should also be mentioned here. I'll quickly show the second option for buying this. If you're in this token, instead of going down here to this button, where you are basically directly in this coin purchase menu, you can also copy any tactic address here. For example, I put it here, copy, go back into the bot, and paste it down here. And there I am again in this purchase menu, and can then buy the point with that. I could also do that. That's how I do it for myself. In my set bot, so I set up an automatic purchase there. That means we could do this here with auto buy. And then you could also set the auto buy amount here. Let's do it the same way. Amount, just 0.2. So, and then we click here. Then it's on. I can also do an auto sell, which I showed in the last video. Stop loss or take profit. And what happens now is, after this setting, when I either click on this button in the group or I paste the contract address, it automatically cancels the purchase right away. And I just bought this coin for 0.2 Solana. So I need that back right away. So that's it. Exactly. One thing I wanted to mention here. It can happen. And that actually doesn't happen that rarely. The purchase of the token fails. Namely then, when this token is just in what you could call a transition from the Pump Fund platform, where most Solana tokens launch, to Radium. If you like, at the moment when you buy already has reached the end of the bonding curve, and around 90,000, and moving towards Radium, that always takes about a minute, like 2 minutes. And if you try to buy during this period, then it doesn't work. Then this button here, this point is red, and it says so. It has failed. I think there's usually a message included as well, except somewhere that it has failed. Exactly, just so you know. So let's take a look at the second bot. It's actually exactly the same now. So that I could also either use the button here when I go in here, I go to TradeWiz like this, and then I also see this token directly with the contract address, so you can do exactly the same. I'm not going to go through all of that again, but you can do it here, also with BonkBot. You can then enter the token amount here, for example 0.2, and with that he buys the token. Or can you then automatically buy a certain number directly through these buttons? Or you can also do it by pasting it here, landing in purchase menu. Oops, that was still in the menu for specifying how much you want to buy. That's why it didn't work now. You can return to this purchase menu. Exactly. I'm going to play this through. I'm going to do this first. Auto buy. Let me quickly show you this here. In the settings, then we go right here to auto buy. Let's just set the auto buy amount to 0.2. So I'm pasting that in. And then the token is simply purchased. It's a bit strange that there's no confirmation coming up here. That's the demonstration effect. So normally, a confirmation would come up right away saying it was purchased. So he bought the token. For some reason, I didn't get the confirmation here just now. I don't know that right now. Why? But anyway, it works here too. That the token will be purchased automatically if you set it up like that, or you can do it manually. And then you can also, if you want to sell it again, go to positions and then click on the token. If you have several, and then sell, and then you sell everything here again. And if we now see no token holding found, but sold it, so something's not right. In this newly set up TradeWiz of mine, it's not working right now for some reason. Should you have similar problems, feel free to reach out in the Panda chat. But in my other account, where I use the bot, I haven't had any such issues so far, so I don't know if something went wrong. When reinstalling this bot here in my other Telegram account, basically, this bot works perfectly. Of course, it's a classic demonstration effect here. Exactly that precisely and sells with these bots. Of course, I already showed that last time when you bought a token like that, and let's say what a token was, you say that you get convinced of it already. Has increased in value, has a higher market cap, then you could also use this token. For example, if you're a TrojanBot here, and then you have this token here, you can go to the token and say, okay, I'm going to send this to my other account. so that it's a bit safer? Or are you sending yourself a part of it so that you can sell a part of it later? So, if you want to hold a part now, let's say you want to hold it for a month and see what happens. What happens, then you send that over to yourself. That's probably definitely a bit safer than on the Telegram bot. Then I want to load something here in this case. But can you do the same? In the same way with any other type of coin, or perhaps? Theoretically, there is also this swap feature in Phantom, which allows you to swap a coin, and then you can basically enter the contract address up here. This only works with coins, those that are already on Radium, so if they are only on PumpFan, that's not possible. Here, you can basically only trade coins are already on Radium, because it's linked to Phantom. Even there. I occasionally do this swapping through Phantom, but personally I only do it with coins that are already in the multi-million range, because then this slippage no longer relevant. You can swap here over. You can swap on Phantom with no issues. If you try to do that with small market cap coins, it often fails, even if the coin has already made it to medium, but maybe just like 100, 200,000 market cap range, or even at 1 million. It often simply fails because the slippage just doesn't work here. Theoretically, you can set it a little higher, but not as much as in the bot. So, I just think that's it for day 4. I hope I haven't forgotten anything I wanted to share. Then, your task for today is take a look at the signals. Feel free to analyze the signals instead. Or if you want, you can also just go for it and buy blindly. So pick a fresh signal blindly and go for it. Of course, you have the advantage that you're super quick and get in really early. Of course, if you're lucky and it's one of those coins that gives you a lot of percentage, then it's obviously nice. If you're quick to get in, can you try both with a small amount? And exactly, that's your task. Just buy one. At least a small coin, a meme coin for 0.1 Solana, and sell this. Looking forward to it again afterwards. So if something doesn't work, feel free to reach out in the PumpPanda chat, and then best regards, and then we'll see each other again tomorrow. Yo, bye.